The bullet whizzed past Alex's ear like a whisper from hell, embedding itself in the Humvee's door with a sickening thud. In the pitch-black Afghan night, his platoon screamed orders that dissolved into chaos as IEDs erupted ahead, turning the dirt road into a graveyard of fire and shrapnel. But Alex Rivera, the kid they'd called Rainbow behind his back for that tiny patch on his sleeve, didn't freeze. He moved, faster than fear, dragging his squad leader from the wreckage before the second blast claimed them all. Fort Bragg, North Carolina, had been Alex's proving ground long before the desert swallowed him whole. At 24, he'd enlisted straight out of a dusty high school in El Paso, Texas, where the border winds carried more secrets than promises. Growing up queer in a town that prized machismo over vulnerability, Alex learned early to armor his heart with silence. His father, a retired Marine with a mustache like barbed wire, had drilled into him the Corps' creed, Semper Fi, always faithful. But when Alex came out at 18, that faith cracked like dry earth. "You're my son," his dad had growled, eyes averted. "But this ain't the life I fought for." No disownment, just a chasm wider than the Rio Grande. The Army was supposed to bridge it. Don't ask, don't tell was dead by then. Repealed in 2011, a fragile victory Alex celebrated with a quiet beer in a dive bar, rainbow flag pinned to his backpack like a talisman. He sewed the patch onto his uniform during basic, a defiant stitch against the gray. It wasn't about shouting from rooftops. It was about claiming space in a world that wanted him invisible. But visibility came at a cost. His platoon, Echo Company, 82nd Airborne, was a brotherhood forged in sweat and sarcasm, but the undercurrent of judgment ran deep. Sergeant Harlan Hawk Jenkins, the unit's grizzled enforcer with a tattoo of the Confederate flag peeking from his collar, led the pack. Rainbow's got fairy dust for luck. He'd sneer during PT runs, his laugh echoing like gunfire. The others, mostly straight guys from Bible Belt towns, joined in half-heartedly at first, testing waters. Private Tommy Ruiz, a wiry kid from Miami with a crucifix necklace, whispered apologies later, but the damage stuck. Alex swallowed it all, channeling the sting into precision. He was the best damn sniper scout in the platoon, eyes sharp as his father's old K-bar knife. Nights in the barracks, he'd lie on his bunk staring at the ceiling fans, replaying the mocks like mental push-ups. Why fight words when lead weighted? But words were weapons too, carving doubts into his resolve. What if they were right? What if that patch made him weak, a liability in the suck? He buried the questions under push-ups and protein shakes, but they festered, a shadow twin to his pride. Then there was Jordan Hale, the platoon medic, 26, built like a linebacker with a southern drawl that could charm snakes. Jordan hailed from Savannah, Georgia, where sweet tea flowed thicker than acceptance. They'd bonded early over shared deployments. Jordan's second tour, Alex's first, swapping stories of home like trading cards. "My sister's marrying a Yankee," Jordan griped once over MREs. "Thinks she's hot shit now." Alex laughed, masking the ache of his own fractured family ties. Jordan never mocked the patch outright, but his silences spoke volumes. Averted eyes during showers, jokes that danced too close to the line. "You ever think about toning it down, Riv?" he'd asked once, casual as checking vitals. Alex had shrugged it off. "It's who I am, Doc," but the question lingered, a splinter under skin. Echo Company shipped out in July, the Carolina heat mirroring the furnace awaiting them in Kandahar province. The C-17 Globemaster ride was a sardine can of nerves, air thick with Copenhagen spit and whispered prayers. Alex sat by the window, patch glinting under fluorescent lights, watching clouds swallow the Atlantic. Jordan slumped beside him, fiddling with his medic bag. "You good?" Jordan muttered, not looking up. Alex nodded, throat tight. Good was relative. It was armor. It was survival. But as the plane banked toward the Hindu Kush, Alex felt the pull of something deeper, a resolve to prove them wrong, not for glory, but for the boy in El Paso who'd hidden love letters under his mattress. Their first patrol was routine, sweep a village outpost, intel on Taliban spotters. Dust devils swirled like omens as they dismounted the MRAPs, boots crunching gravel under a sky bruised purple. Hawk led point, barking coordinates, while Alex flanked left, rifle steady. The mocks had quieted stateside, but here, in the thin air, they resurfaced. "Hey, Rainbow, spot any unicorns out there?" Ruiz quipped over the radio, static-laced chuckle drawing groans. Alex keyed his mic. "Just shadows, Tommy. Keep your eyes peeled." His voice was even, but inside, the old fire smoldered. That night in the FOB, forward operating base, the platoon unwound with cards and contraband smokes. Hawk dealt poker under a bare bulb, his face a map of scars. "Fold or call, fairy boy?" He prodded Alex, cards fanned like accusations. The room tensed. Jordan shifted, gaze flicking to Alex. "I'm in," Alex said, matching the bet with a cool stare. He bluffed his way to the pot, pocketing chips and a sliver of respect. Hawk grunted, "Luck," but the edge in his tone softened, just a hair. Jordan cornered him later by the latrines, moonlight slicing the compound. "You don't have to play their game, man." Alex lit a cigarette, his one vice, exhaling smoke like confession. "It's my game too, Jord." Every hand. Jordan's jaw worked, words unspoken hanging heavy. In that pause, Alex saw it. Not hate, but fear. Fear of difference, of what Alex's truth might unearth in his own guarded soul. Jordan clapped his shoulder, grip lingering. "Just watch your six." Alex nodded, the touch a spark in the dark. Weeks blurred into ambushes and false alarms. Alex's skills shone, calling Artie on a sniper nest, saving a convoy from a buried bomb. Whispers shifted, Rainbow's got ice in his veins, but prejudice clung like sand. Then came the whispers about Jordan. Rumors from Supply. He dated a girl back home, but something about a cousin, a family secret buried deep. Alex dismissed it as barracks BS, but Jordan's late-night pacing, the way he'd stare at Alex's patch like it held answers, nod at him. One dawn patrol, the air hummed wrong. Intel pegged a safe route, but Alex's gut twisted as they rolled out. "Double-check the flanks," he urged Hawk, voice low. Dismissed with a wave. 5 clicks in, the world exploded. First IED flipped the lead vehicle. Screams pierced the roar. Alex's Humvee slewed, door crumpling. He tasted blood, saw stars. Then instinct. Unclip, move. Jordan was pinned under debris, leg mangled, yelling for morphine. "Not yet." Alex roared, hauling rebar aside. Shrapnel whined. A Taliban fighter crested the ridge, AK chattering. Alex dropped to a knee, scope kissing his cheek. Breath steady, he squeezed. Crack. The fighter crumpled. Another rose, another shot. His patch caught the sun, a defiant gleam amid the smoke. Platoon fire joined, but Alex held the line, buying seconds for evac. Hawk crawled over, face ashen. You pulled me out first." Alex didn't answer, just reloaded, heart pounding not from fear, but fury, at the mocks, at the waste, at love unspoken. Medevac choppers thundered in, blades whipping dust devils. Jordan was stretchered aboard, eyes locking on Alex's. "Oh, you," he rasped, hand brushing Alex's wrist. The touch lingered as the bird lifted, leaving Alex in the dirt, platoon staring. Ruiz clapped his back, "Saved our asses, man." Hawk nodded, silent. But in the FOB that night, as wounds were stitched and after-action reports filed, the air crackled with unspoken shifts. Alex peeled off his gear, patch stark against sweat-soaked camo. For the first time, no one looked away. Recovery came in fragments. Morphine haze for Jordan, endless debriefs for the rest. Alex volunteered for extra watches, patrolling the wire under stars that mocked human frailty. The ambush replayed in his head, not the blasts, but the moments before. Why hadn't Hawk listened? Why did the mocks feel like premonitions now? He wrote letters home he never sent, words tumbling about pride and pain, addressed to a father who'd stopped calling after basic graduation. Jordan returned to light duty 2 weeks later, crutch thumping through the chow hall like a metronome. His leg was a Frankenstein of pins and scars, but his grin was back, crooked as ever. Doc's orders. No heroics. He joked to Alex over lukewarm coffee, but his eyes held gratitude laced with something raw. They fell into old rhythms, Jordan patching blisters, Alex sharing sniper tips, but cracks showed. Jordan flinched at loud pops, and Alex caught him tracing the rainbow patch with a fingertip during quiet shifts. "Ever think it scares him more than it should?" Jordan murmured once, voice barely above the hum of generators. Alex paused, M4 slung low. Scared of what exactly? Jordan's laugh was hollow. Everything. Us. The dark. Us. The word hung. A bridge or a bomb. Alex let it drop, but it rooted deep, twining with his own buried longings. Back in El Paso, love had been stolen glances at the community center's Pride nights, a boyfriend named Mateo who'd ghosted after family pressure. Army life promised escape, but isolation bred ghosts. Jordan, with his easy laugh and hidden storms, stirred echoes Alex's thoughts silenced. Platoon dynamics simmered. Hawk pulled Alex aside after a range day, where Alex outshot everyone blindfolded. That patch, Hawk grunted, rubbing his neck. It's distracting. Alex's pulse spiked, but he held steady. Distracts from what, Sarge? My groupings. Hawk's eyes narrowed, then softened, a rare fracture in the stone. From the team. But today? Hell, you earned it. No apology, but progress, like a ceasefire in contested ground. Ruiz started calling him Riv outright, sharing empanada recipes from his abuela. The mocks faded to echoes, but trust? That was a minefield yet to clear. Then the letters started. Anonymous slipped into Alex's footlocker, Bible verses on abomination, crude sketches of rainbows of flame. First one he burned, chalking it to Hawk's ghost. But the second, postmarked stateside, chilled him. Your kind doesn't belong. Watch your back. Paranoia bloomed. He scanned faces during formations, wondering who carried stateside hate into the suck. Jordan noticed, cornering him in the aid tent. Talk to me, River. Alex hesitated, then spilled it. Patch, passed, the weight of being the platoon's canary in the coal mine. Jordan listened, crutch propped, face unreadable. You're not alone, he said finally, voice thick. I know what it's like. Hiding. The admission cracked something in Alex. Hiding? Jordan, with his ex-girlfriend photos thumbtacked above his bunk? But the pain in Jordan's eyes was real, a mirror to Alex's own. They didn't push it. Instead, they patrolled together. Jordan's crutch swapped for a cane, Alex's vigilance doubled. One dusk, as muezzin calls echoed from distant minarets, they crested a hill overlooking the valley. Taliban shadows flickered below, but for a breath, the world held. If I had a brother, Jordan said, I'd want him like you. Alex's chest tightened. Family's what we make, document. Their shoulders brushed, a current unspoken. Back at base, tension spiked with rotation news. Echo extended 3 months, Taliban pushing hard on supply lines. Hawk rallied them in the mess. We hold the line, boys. No breaks. Eyes turned to Alex, not with scorn, but expectation. He nodded, patch a badge now. But the letters escalated. A third, with a razor blade taped inside. Alex reported it up chain, MPs investigating, but whispers flew. Internal job, someone cracking under stress. Ruiz pulled him aside. It's bullshit, River. We're with you. Solidarity, fragile as it was, warmed the chill. Jordan's secret unraveled in a storm. Rain lashed the FOB, thunder masking sobs from the medic tent. Alex, on guard, ducked in to find Jordan hunched over a satellite phone, face streaked. Mom. Alex ventured. Jordan wiped his eyes, voice breaking. Cousin. Outed himself back home. Family's disowning him. Same shit my uncle went through. Uncle. The pieces clicked. Jordan silences, the averted eyes. I'm bi. Jordan confessed, words tumbling like rain. Dated girls to fit, but, yeah, hated myself for it. Alex sank beside him, hand on Jordan's knee, platonic, grounding. Fitting's overrated. Being's enough. In that tent, soaked and spent, bonds forged. Not love, not yet, just truth, raw and shared. Jordan's gaze lingered on the patch. That thing? It's armor, man. Wish I had the guts. Alex smiled faintly. Guts are overrated too. Heart's the real weapon. They laughed, tension easing, but the air hummed with possibility. Outside, lightning cracked, illuminating the compound like Judgment Day. The next op was a night insert. Halo jump into enemy territory, snatch a HVT, high-value target, a warlord funneling arms. Adrenaline surged as they prepped, shoots packed, NVGs checked. Alex's role, Overwatch, sniper perch on a ridge. Jordan, cleared for action, humped the medic kit. Hawk briefed, Clean in, clean out. No fuck-ups. Eyes on Alex. Steady now. As the C-130 ramp dropped, wind howling, Alex hooked Jordan's static line. Got your 6. Jordan grinned. Always. Freefall was ecstasy and terror, silk blooming against starless sky. They hit dirt running, ghosts in the moonless black. The target village slumbered, but Alex's scope swept shadows, instinct prickling. Contact, North Ridge, he whispered over comms. Taliban patrol, 6 strong, closing fast. Hawks signaled aboard, but too late. Muzzle flashes stitched the night. Bullets snapped. A grunt went down, Ruiz, clutching his side. Chaos reigned. Alex's rifle barked, dropping 2 tangos. Medic up, Hawk bellowed. Jordan sprinted, low crawl through crossfire, reaching Ruiz amid pocking dirt. Alex covered, heart slamming, each shot a prayer. Then twist, a shadow detached, not enemy, but one of theirs, Private Ellis, the quiet one from Alabama, fumbling his mag under panic. Friendly down, Alex yelled, but Ellis fired wild, round grazing Jordan's arm. Blood bloomed. Jordan staggered but kept pressure on Ruiz. Alex's world narrowed. Protect the dock. He flanked, suppressing, until Hawk's grenade cleared the nest. Exfil was a blur, dragging wounded, chopper flares lighting hell. Back aboard, Jordan slumped against Alex, bandage soaking. Close one. Alex gripped his hand. Too close. In the red glow, faces turned, not to the patch, but to the man beneath. Debriefs dragged, brass praising the snatch, but losses stung. Ruiz airlifted, Ellis sidelined for psych eval. The razor letter? Traced to Ellis, stress-fueled hate mail, anonymous no more. Confrontation was brutal, Hawk dressing him down, platoon shunning. Alex faced him alone in the brig tent. Why? Ellis mumbled, eyes down. Scared. Of you. Of me. Alex nodded, no absolution, but understanding. Fear's the real enemy, kid. Fight that. Jordan healed slow, scars mapping his arm like rivers. Nights, they'd share smokes on the roof, valley winds carrying confessions. Jordan spoke of Savannah summers, stolen kisses with a boy at camp, buried under football pads. Alex shared Mateo, the ghost, the ache of unlived love. Thought the army'd fix it, Jordan admitted. Straighten me out. Alex chuckled. Ain't nothing straight about this life. Their talks deepened, touches lingering, a brush of knuckles, a steadying hand. Not seduction, but awakening. Alex felt it first, the pull beyond brotherhood, a quiet storm. One evening, as sunset bled orange over the mountains, Jordan turned. River, what if? The question hung, vulnerable. Alex's breath caught. What if we tried? Lips met tentative, salt and sand, a promise in the dusk. Not fireworks, but embers, warm, enduring. But war doesn't pause for hearts. Rotation loomed, but intel spiked. Major offensive brewing, echo the tip of the spear. Hawk pulled strings for Jordan's early evac. Docs earned it, but Jordan refused. Not leaving my guys. Eyes on Alex, fierce. The platoon, once fractured, coalesced. Ruiz, stateside now, Skyped thanks. Rainbow saved us all. Even Hawk, over beers, raised a toast. To the patch. And the man. Yet shadows lingered. A final letter, this one from home. Dad, postmarked El Paso. Saw your picture in the paper. Proud. Come home whole. Tears blurred ink. Alex folded it next to the patch, armor lighter now. The offensive hit like monsoon fury, Taliban waves crashing against U.S. lines in Helmand's green zone. Echo Company dug in at Patrol Base Whiskey, a cluster of HESCO barriers and razor wire ringed by poppy fields that whispered death. Days bled into nights of probes and mortars, sleep stolen by incoming whistles. Alex's perch became his world, bipod steady on sun-baked rock, scanning wadis for glints of steel. Jordan rotated to Overwatch 2, med kit at hand, their shared vigil a lifeline amid the grind. Prejudices ghost-haunted still. A new replacement, Corporal Vance from Ohio, buzz cut, cross tattoo, eyed Alex's patch like poison. Heard stories, Vance muttered during sandbag detail. Hawk overheard, slamming a mitt down. Stories are for pussies. Riv's the real deal. Vance shut up, but the air thickened. Alex ignored it, focusing on the rhythm. Sight picture, breath, squeeze. But Jordan noticed, pulling Vance aside later. We all bleed red here. Get over it. The words, from the biomedic, carried weight. Rumors of Jordan's truth had spread, not as scandal, but solidarity. Love, tentative, bloomed in stolen moments. Behind supply crates, hands intertwined, whispers trading dreams. Savannah porch swings, Jordan murmured, thumb tracing Alex's palm. El Paso sunsets. Alex replied, forehead to forehead. No grand declarations, just presence, a bomb against the barrage. But doubt crept. What after? Rotation meant separation. Jordan to Fort Sam Houston for rehab. Alex extended. We'll write, Jordan vowed. But Alex saw the fear, distance as divider. Twist came mid-op. A QRF, quick reaction force. Call for a pinned convoy 20 clicks out. Echo mounted up, MRAPs roaring into dust clouds. Alex rode shotgun. Jordan in back, triaging a feigned casualty drill. Ambush erupted at a choke point bridge, RPGs blooming fireballs. The lead vehicle flipped, screams crackled over net. Man down. Hawk hit. Alex bailed, rifle up, laying cover as bullets pinged armor. Hawk slumped against the turret, shoulder a ruin, blood sheeting his vest. Alex dragged him clear, tourniquet flying from his pouch. Stay with me, Sarge. Hawk's eyes fluttered, voice gravel. Knew you had it. Kid. Jordan materialized, hands steady despite his limp, injecting morphine. Pressure here. Good work, River. They worked in sync, a machine of mercy amid mayhem. Taliban closed, shadows in the smoke. Alex popped smoke, popping rounds to hold them. Evac lagged, choppers grounded by weather. Platoon formed a hasty perimeter, backs to the wreck. Vance froze, mag empty, face pale. Move. Alex barked, slapping a fresh one home. Vance stumbled forward, firing wild. A burst caught him, thigh gut. Jordan crawled over, ignoring his own twinge, staunching the flow. Breathe, Corporal. In and out. Vance gasped, eyes wide on Alex. Sorry. Man. The patch. I was wrong. Alex nodded. No time for absolution, scanning for threats. Night fell hard, stars and different witnesses. Radios squawked, birds inbound, ETA dawn. They hunkered, sharing water and whispers. Hawk, stabilized, gripped Alex's arm. Oh, you twice now. That patch? It's our luck. Laughter rippled, ragged but real. Jordan caught Alex's eye across the circle, a nod pregnant with promise. Dawn brought rotors, dust devils dancing. Medevac lifted the wounded, Hawk and Vance to Bagram. Platoon limped back to whiskey, shell-shocked but intact. Debriefs praised. Rivera and Hale, textbook. Brass pin bronzes, cameras flashing. Alex stood tall, patch proud, Jordan at his side, cane discarded. But victory soured with news. Ruiz, complications from his wound, med boarded out. Skype call that night. Tell the team. Love em. And Riv, you're the heart. Grief settled, a weight shared. Jordan and Alex walked the perimeter, moons silvering the wire. What now? Jordan asked, voice small. Alex stopped, turning him gently. Now we fight for after. Kiss deeper this time. Urgent, tasting of cordite and hope. Hands roamed shoulders, not conquest, but comfort. Clothes barriers, emotions bare. They broke apart breathless, foreheads pressed. I love you, Jordan whispered, first to say it. Alex's world steadied. Love you too, document. Always. But war twists knives. Rotation orders dropped. Alex extended solo, Jordan stateside for good. Rehab's calling, Brass said. Jordan argued, but medical won. Last night in the FOB, they lay bunk to bunk, fingers laced through chain-link divider. Letters every day, Alex promised. Jordan's laugh choked, and calls when sats up. Dawn patrol loomed. They parted with a stolen embrace in the shadows, hearts fracturing like ice. Jordan's bird lifted at noon, Alex on tarmac, salute crisp. As the Black Hawk shrank to speck, emptiness yawned. Platoon clapped his back. He'll be back, River. But Hawk, from his hospital bed via radio, growled truth. War takes what it wants. Hold the line. Alex nodded, shouldering his pack. The patch felt heavier, a flag for battles unseen. Solo weeks ground on. Patrols blurring, mortars routine. Vance returned, humbled, manning the saw with renewed fire. Taught me, Sarge, he told Hawk during a visit. Hawk chuckled. Riv did. Letters from Jordan piled. Pages of Savannah plans, by pride flags waving in his words. Alex replied with sketches of ridges, promises etched in ink. But distance bred doubt. Silences stretched, calls dropped in static. Then the drop, a care package, Jordan's scrawl. Inside, a photo, them on that hill, shoulders touching, sunset halo. Note, remember us. Alex pinned it above his bunk, talisman against the void. But Platoon's scuttlebutt stirred. Hawk's intel on a mole, leaks from within. Suspicions flew, replacements, even old hands. Alex's gut twisted. The letters, the ambushes, connected? Climax brewed in a final push. Assault on a Taliban stronghold. Caves riddled like Swiss cheese. Echo led the breach. Alex point man, breaching charges thumping. Inside, labyrinth of tunnels, echoes mocking. Flashbangs popped. M4 chattered. Then betrayal. A rigged demo, floor collapsing. Alex tumbled, leg snagged on rebar, pain lancing white hot. Voices above, Riv. Hold on. Jordan's voice? No, impossible. But there, rappelling down, kit slung. Jordan, defying orders, black-bagged on a hello for consult. Couldn't leave you, he panted, splinting Alex's brake. Taliban shouts neared. They barricaded, firing through chinks. How? Alex gasped. Jordan grinned feral. Love's a hell of a motivator. Bullets whined. They held, brothers in arms reborn. Rescue breached at dusk, tunnel collapsing behind. Evac to Bagram. Alex airlifted, Jordan refusing to leave his side. In the med bay, monitors beeping, Alex stirred. Jordan's face hovered, tear-streaked. You came back. Jordan nodded. Always. Kiss soft, hospital be damned. Reunion in 4 drips and beeps. Hawk visited, crutch for crutch. Teams whole again. Vance too, bearing apologies wrapped in respect. News from home, Ruiz stable, dad en route. Alex's phone buzzed. Pop's voice, gruff. Flying in, son. Patch and all. Bagram's hospital was a limbo of fluorescent hums and phantom pains, where time stretched like taffy. Alex's leg throbbed under casts, but the real ache was absence. Jordan shuttled between tents, brass grilling his AWOL stunt. Unauthorized return. They barked, but Hawk's testimony saved the op, swayed them to reprimand, not discharge. Jordan emerged sheepish, slipping into Alex's bay at midnight. Close call. Alex pulled him close, ignoring twinges. Worth it. Their embrace was sanctuary, bodies aligning like puzzle pieces long separated. Letters from home flooded. Dad's, terse but thawing, proud of your fight. And Jordan's sister, spilling family lore. He never shut up about you, she wrote. Alex laughed, showing Jordan. Savannah welcomes all. But deeper currents stirred. Vance's visits turned confessional. Grew up hating what I didn't get, now? Grateful. Redemption's arc, slow burn. Even Ellis, from Leavenworth Brig, pinned contrition. Fear blinded me. Forgive if you can. Alex did, not for absolution, but release. Rotation mercifully ended. Echo redeployed stateside. Alex medevac to Walter Reed. Jordan tagged along. Attendant status winking at regs. The flight home was quiet victory. Clouds parting over the Atlantic. America unfolding below like a promise. Fort Bragg welcomed with fanfare. Platoon barbecue. Ribs smoking. Beers flowing. Hawk, fully mended, raised a toast. To Rainbow and Doc, our anchors. Cheers erupted. Patch no punchline, but emblem. Ruiz wheeled in, prosthetic gleaming. Told ya, heart of the team. Rehab was grind. PT sessions where Alex's legs screamed betrayal, Jordan's hands gentle guides. One step, he'd coax, eyes fierce with belief. Love deepened in domestic slivers. Off-base apartment, Savannah-style porches overlooking pines. Nights tangled in sheets. Not passion's blaze, but tenderness's glow. Stories swapped, fears aired. Jordan confessed by burdens, always half in shadows. Alex his queer isolation. Patch was my coming out, daily. Vulnerability bonded them, stronger than oaths. But conflict loomed, family summons. Dad arrived unannounced, El Paso dust on boots, mustache trimmed. Hotel meetup, awkward as fresh recruits. Son, he started, eyes on the patch replica Alex wore casual. Heard the stories. The save. Alex braced. It's me, Dad. All of it. Silence stretched, then embrace. Fierce, backslapping. Fought for freedom. Yours too. Tears pricked. Chasm bridged. Not sealed, but passable. Jordan's homecoming fractured differently. Savannah Airport, sister waving rainbow banners. By bro's back. But parents' car idled distant. Dinner was minefield. Mom's passive probes. That army friend. Dad's averted grunts. Jordan cracked post-meal, storming porch. Alex, visiting, found him shattered. They know. About us. About me. Ultimatum hung. Accept or exile. Jordan chose truth. Love him. End of. Parents recoiled. Mom weeping, Dad silent. But sister mediated, threads fraying yet holding. Platoon reunion amplified highs. Echoes welcome home, medals pinned at parade. Vance emceed, jokes self-deprecating. Once thought rainbows were bad luck, now? Jackpot. Laughter healed, Ruiz danced prosthetic-free, Hawks slow-clapped. But undercurrents. Whispers of discharge rumors. Old guard brass sniffing for conduct unbecoming. Hawk quashed them, my boy's my call, loyalty's shield. Twist struck via email, anonymous again, but traced, Taliban sympathizer ringside, ex-contractor with grudges. Photos attached, Alex and Jordan, candid kisses off base. Threat veiled, expose or worse. Panic surged, Alex's pulse raced, old letters echo. Jordan white-knuckled, we fight public too. They looped Hawk, MPs mobilizing. Stakeout netted the creep, Ohio drifter, Vance's uncle, irony bitter. Arrest swift, case closed, but scars lingered, trust fragility exposed. In the fallout, love tested. Jordan withdrew, shadows reclaiming. What if it's too much? He'd murmur, nights sleepless. Alex countered with action, Pride event invite, Bragg's first queer mixer. Show 'em us. Hesitant, Jordan went, hand in Alex's, patch proud. Crowd mixed, soldiers, spouses, rainbows abound. Stories shared, rejections, triumphs. Jordan's walls crumbled, laughter genuine. This, he breathed, this is home. Family mending paralleled. Dad visited Savannah, beers on Jordan's porch. Awkward tales traded, Marines to medics, common ground unearthed. Love's the mission, Dad grunted, echoing creed. Jordan's parents thawed slower, a letter, then lunch. We try, Mom said, hand extended. Progress, inching. Climax brewed domestic. Proposal, not ring, but resolve. Post-PT beach walk, Carolina waves lapping, Jordan knelt, impromptu, sand gritty. Marry me, Riv? Patch, heart, all. Alex hauled him up, kiss salty. Yes, every day. Platoon crashed the celebration. Hawk with cigars, Ruiz toasting. To forever fights. But war's echo, Ruiz's wedding invite, prosthetic triumph. Echo attended en masse, Vance best man. Vows rang. In sickness, health, suck, and stateside. Laughter, tears, family forged. Yet prejudice's hydra. Base commander's memo. Diversity, training mandatory. Backlash simmered, old salts grumbling. Alex volunteered lead, patch front. Share your stories, he urged. Jordan co-presented, by flag pinned. Room shifted. Questions turned empathy, mocks to musings. Hawk closed. They saved us. Listen. Home front bloomed. Apartment to house, El Paso Savannah mash. Dad's barbecue, rainbows and ribs. Jordan's folks attended pride. Awkward, but there. Love's garden, weeded patient. Civilian life beckoned subtle, a horizon beyond camo. Alex's leg mended enough for desk duty. Intel analyst, eyes still sharp. Jordan opened a clinic, Savannah streets his patrol. Mornings synced, coffee black, kisses lingering. But adjustment Jared, grocery runs over gear checks, traffic horns not incoming. Missed the suck, Jordan teased, unpacking boxes. Alex grinned, miss you in it. Domesticity deepened, shared chores, inside jokes, patch on fridge as magnet. Platoon bonds endured, monthly barbecues, Hawk's grill master, Vance's bad puns. Ruiz, engineering now, built ramps for vets, paying forward. Ellis paroled early, good behavior. Alex met him neutral ground. Rebuilt, Trying. Handshake sealed. No fanfare. Growth quiet. Love's trials surfaced. Jordan's by curiosities. Past flings surfacing in dreams. Ever regret? He asked one rain-lashed night. Alex pulled him close. Regrets for cowards. We're braver. Vulnerabilities dance. Steps learned. Alex's queer circles expanded. Online forums to local groups. Dad tagging along once. Mustache twitching at drag shows. Loud. He grumbled, but stayed. Twist via past. Mateo, ghost boyfriend, emailed. Married now. Regrets spilling. Saw your story. Inspired. Closure bittersweet. Alex shared with Jordan, strengthening. Our story's enough. Family fusion. Thanksgiving mash. El Paso enchiladas. Savannah shrimp. Tensions simmered. Dads bonding over war tales. Moms swapping recipes. Jordan's folks arrived tentative. Rainbow cake a peace offering. Toasts clinked. To chosen kin. Laughter bridged gaps. Prejudices peeled like onions. Career crossroads. Alex promoted. DC offer. Policy on queer vets. Jordan's clinic boomed, but uproot? Debates heated. Adventure or roots? Walks resolved. Compromise. Hybrid life. But brass balked. Patch boy in suits. Hawk lobbied. Best man for it. Win narrow. Alex bound for Beltway. Jordan weekends. DC dazzled. Monument stark. Lobbyists slick. Alex navigated hearings. Testimony raw. Prejudice kills. On field, off. Allies emerged. Senators, activists. Patch a conversation starter. Jordan visited. Capitol steps their picnic. Power suits you. Nights tangled. City lights witnesses. But isolation crept. Long hours. Jordan's absences. Calls strained. Miss your voice. Misunderstanding brewed. Alex's late night with colleague. Innocent. Twisted by doubt. Jordan's text. Who is she? Storm front. Visit canceled. Words weaponized. Trust, remember? Alex pleaded. Jordan's voice cracked. Trying. But distance. Reconciliation road trip. Savannah pullout. Radio low. Stops at diners. Confessions over pie. Fear's old enemy. Jordan admitted. Alex nodded. We beat it before. Embrace at beach. Waves absolution. Vows renewed. Rings simple. Steel bands. Engraved always. Platoon crisis. Hawk's heart scare. Bypass looming. Echo rallied. Funds. Visits. Alex flew south. Jordan at bedside. Tough bastard. Hawk rasped. Recovery slow, but stories flowed. War yarns to wedding plans. Invite me. Hawk demanded. Wouldn't miss. Pride season amplified. DC March. Alex Grand Marshal. Patch banner high. Jordan marched beside, by flag waving. Crowds cheered. Signs blazing. Love wins. Media swarmed. Heroes home. Exposure mixed. Trolls online, but support surged. Dad's Facebook post. My son. Proud. Viral tears. Personal peak. Adoption talks. Foster kid. Queer youth needing home. Home study passed. Little Jamie, 10, wide-eyed. Rainbow house, he asked, fingering Alex's patch. Every color, Alex promised. Jordan's eyes shone. Family. But climax shadow. Vance's wedding invite. To a guy, coming out bold. You showed me, he credited. Ceremony lakeside. Vows echoing echoes creed. Toasts roared. To Vance. Out and proud. Night danced. Rainbows and fireworks. Conflict crested work. Bill stalled. Anti-queer riders attached. Alex testified fierce. Discrimination's the casualty. Allies pushed. Victory narrow. Bill passed. Patch's legacy. Brass called. Well done, Rivera. Homecoming. Jamie's first baseball game. Jordan coaching. Alex cheering. Dad in stands, yelling louder. Evening barbecue. Kin complete. Ruiz's family. Hawk grilling. Ellis tentative guest. Stories swirled. Laughs healing. Love's evolution. Anniversary hike. Carolina trails. Summit view. Hands clasped. From dark to this. Jordan marveled. Alex kissed him. And beyond. Embers to flame. Steady burn. Years layered like sediment. Smoothing edges. Alex's policy role expanded. Consultant. Books penned. Patch of pride. Bestseller among vets. Jordan's clinic grew. Queer health focus. Savannah beacon. Jamie thrived. Teen now. Out and proud. Patch twin on his backpack. Like dad, he grinned. Family dinners chaotic. Debates on schools. Dreams shared. Platoon evolved. Annual reunions. Graying hairs but spirits fierce. Hawk retired. Fishing tails replacing ops. Missed the suck least, he joked. Ruiz engineered bridges. Literal, metaphorical. Vance family man. Husband and hubs. Ellis mentored youth. Amends lived. Love's depths plumbed. Therapy sessions. Queer dynamics navigated. Growth's the vow, Jordan quipped. Vacations wild. Key West dives. El Paso rodeos. Dad's remarriage. Stepmom embracing. Rainbow welcome. Twists tempered. Jamie's first crush. Heartbreaks coached. Love's risk, Alex echoed. School bullies. Patch targeted, but squad backed. Friends' parents. Pride allies. Resolution swift. Lessons learned. National stage. Alex keynotes. Jordan panels. Controversy sparked. Conservative op-ed. Military weakened by rainbows. Backlash fierce. Protests at events. But counterwave. Vigils. Letters. You saved me. Hawk's response viral. Saved us first. Personal pinnacle. Vow renewal. 10th year. Beach ceremony. Platoon witnesses. Jamie ring bearer. Vows updated. Through misunderstandings. Discriminations. Stronger. Rings exchanged. Kiss sealed under sunset. Legacy rippled. Foundation launched. Queer vet support. Grants flowed. Stories collected. From mocks to mentors. Dad's speech at gala. Fought wars. This one's won. Final conflict. Health scare. Jordan's old wound infected. Surgery looming. Alex paced halls. Patch talisman. Vigil held. Platoon prayers. Jamie's drawings. Recovery grueling. But Jordan's grin returned. Doc's orders. Live full. Bond unbreakable. Deeper dive. Golden years glimpsed. Retirement dreams. Cabin. Grandkids maybe. Morning still. Coffee. Kisses. Patch faded but frame. Mantle heirloom. Started it all. Jordan mused. Alex smiled. Saved us all. Epilogue whisper. Patrol memory. That dark night. From mocks to miracles. Love's arc bent toward light. Platoon toast echoed. To rainbows. In dark and dawn. In the end, not heroes' capes, but hearts. Raw. Resilient. Alex Rivera once whispered rainbow. Stood tall. Patch proud. Love eternal. The dark yielded. Dawn theirs.